Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems, data sufficiency problems, that is, for GMAT out of this book here, GMAT Review, the official guide, the 12th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You should be able to find it at mba.com. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you're going to find on page number 275, data sufficiency problem, number 33. Number 33. Well, let's see what the problem is. Have the book in front of you, turn to page 275 and read the problem with me. The question simply here is, what was the price at which a merchant sold a certain appliance? That's all they want to know. They want to know the price of the appliance. Apparently, a merchant is in the business of selling appliances. He sold a certain appliance. We are told nothing about the appliance at all, and all they want us to tell them is, do we have enough information in either statement 1 or statement 2 by itself, or putting them together to come to a conclusion as to what the price of that appliance must have been. Let's see. Statement 1. Since this is a data sufficiency problem, the very first thing we should do is write down AD, BCE. AD, BCE. Get in the habit of it. And then it will become automatic. It will become, you will do it instinctively. And as I said before in my other previous video some time ago, that the moment after you finish your exam and you get your score and you're happy with your score and you're done with it, done with the GMAT, you can forget the bloody thing. That's it. But until you take the exam, you have to train yourself. It helps. Not have to worry about what these answer choices mean, and not have to worry about how to keep track of your inventory. Number 33. The merchants, that's it, that was the end of the sermon. Amen. Let's carry on. The merchant's gross profit on the appliance was 20% of the price at which the merchant sold the appliance. So the first statement tells us that his profit was 20%. His profit was 20%. In other words, whatever it cost him to buy the thing, he tags on 20% of the cost and he sells it at that price. In other words, since his profit is 20% of the cost. So if he buys the bloody thing at $100, he tags on another $20 and sells it for $120. But that does not tell us what the price is. We have no way of knowing what the price of the appliance must have been from this thing. Simply knowing that he makes a 20% profit does not tell us the price at which he sold the item, because we have no way of knowing what the cost of the item is based on the first statement. It's not enough. The first statement by itself does not do the job. That tells us that the answer cannot be A, nor can it be D. Answer would have to be either B, C, or E. Let's look at the second statement. The price at which the merchant sold the appliance was $50 more than the merchant's cost of the appliance. So here they tell us that the price is $50 more than the cost. This is the price at which he sells the item. This is the cost at which he purchases the item. Whatever it costs him to buy the item in the wholesale, he tags on another $50, which is his markup, and he sells it at this price. Based only on the second statement, because we have to forget everything that we heard we have to forget everything that we read in the first statement. Pretend it never existed. You have to erase your memory. Based only on the second statement, is there any way of figuring out what the price of that appliance must have been? The answer is no. All I know here is that the price, whatever price is, whatever the cost is, plus $50 more. Why do I say plus $50 more? That's redundant. Plus $50 or $50 more. not plus $50 more. That was redundant. Anyway, it does not tell us what the price of the item is. That's all. Simply knowing that its price is $50 more than the cost does not tell us what the price is. So the answer cannot be B either. Let's put them together, see what happens here. Let's put them together. Well, the second statement tells me that his profit, we know from the second statement, his profit is $50. This P is not the profit, this is the price. This was the cost. Price equals 50 plus the cost. Second statement tells us, this comes from the second statement, his profit is $50 because the price at which he's selling is 50 more than the cost, so therefore his profit is $50. But the first statement also tells us, that he makes the profit of 20% of the cost. His profit is 20% of the cost is what the first statement told us. That means this $50 must equal 20% of the cost. Voila. There you go. So now that we know that 20% of the cost is $50, now I'm just going to explain to you that it is possible to figure out the price of the item now. In the real exam, you're not going to actually do it. Here I'm doing it just for the hell of it. So if you know from this equation here, $50 equals 20% of the cost, of course we can figure out the cost from this equation. Once we have the cost of the equation, we tag on another $50 and we find out the price. So the second statement is also enough by itself. Not the second statement, sorry, I take it back. So putting the information from the two statements together, which is why it's important to keep track of your inventory. You see, I almost screwed it up. But I had this in front of me to remind me that what I have done so far. It is not second statement is also sufficient. That's not the case, because had that been the case, I would have been in this column. So here, putting the two information together, putting the information from the two pieces together, does do the job. Therefore, the answer is C. It's very easy to muck it up. Muck it up with an M, Mary, M. So don't get excited, okay? And if you don't know the expression, look it up and learn it. So it's very easy to, as I said, to muck things up. But here, that's all. Now the rest of the stuff that I'm about to do is just out of curiosity, just for learning purposes. In the exam, you don't have to do that. So here, they tell us that 20% is $50. That implies that $25 must be 10% of the cost. If 10% of the cost is $25, that implies that $250 must have been the total cost. If $250 is the cost, that implies that the price at which he sells the item must have been $300 because he made his markup is $50. We were told what his markup was in two different ways. We were told that his markup is $50 in the second statement, and in the first statement we were told that his markup is 20% of the cost. From putting the two together, we can figure out the cost. Once we have the cost, we can figure out the price. So, do we know what the price of the item is? Can we figure it out? The answer is yes, by putting them together. By itself, 2 does not do the job. The answer is C. That's all. I hope you found it helpful. I hope I don't explain too much. Sometimes I have a tendency of doing that, but anyway, I hope you found it helpful. If you wish to get hold of me for personal private tutoring, face-to-face tutoring, or tutoring over the internet through Skype, I also do that, and I also tutor over the telephone. If there is anything at all that I can help you with your preparation of GMAT, go to my website at www.prep.gmat.com and send me an email. Or you can go to www.keshwaniprep.com and send me an email. Alright? Thanks a lot.